Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Izwan bin Osman. My matric number is CN190089. I would like to present my final year project, which is alternative energy from food waste. Before I begin, I want to thanks to my supervisor T.S. Alina Bahari for guide and help me to make this project successful. This is the content for my slide. Uh, This contains Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. For Chapter 1, it has introduction, problem statement, and objective. For Chapter 2, I will explain about the literature review. And for the Chapter 3, it has methodology, characterization method, and activation carbon battery cell. Firstly, I want to explain the introduction of this project. This project is about creating energy from food waste. It is produce energy storage which is battery from food fuel waste that is obtained by employing a simple one-step activation carbonization method. Lithium-ion batteries are one of the most extensively utilized energy storage technology. Unfortunately, the problem with lithium-ion battery is that there is limited supply for lithium ion. As a result, there will be a huge demand for lithium ion batteries and the price will increase. As a result of this challenge, researchers all around the world are concentrating their effort on developing alternative energy storage solutions. Next is the problem statement for this project. Firstly, uh, a ton of food waste disposal in this country every day that can affect the climate change. Secondly, world are now facing a worldness, worrisome electricity crisis, and it is feared it will get worse. It is because there's always has new technology that develop every day. Thirdly, the demand for usable battery is increased. Next, I will explain about the objective and scope for this project. It has three objectives for this project, which is to reduce the disposal of food waste from home and food factory, then used for renewable energy. This is relatable to our problem statement. Secondly, to use food waste disposal to produce an renewable energy. There are several food that we use such as banana, apple and nutshell. Thirdly is to use battery as energy storage from renewable energy process. For scope and limitation, this study focused on using biomaterial from food waste to make carbon-based material for batteries, which might help us utilize less alkali metal in our batteries. Next, figure out how to repurpose food waste such as fruit peel and nutshell into biomaterial that might be used to power rechargeable batteries. This project applied the method of synthesis process for carbon and anode, activated carbon and synthetic characterization, preparation electrode and assembly are the steps of this process. Next, I will explain about the literature review. For the literature review, I'm making a comparison of three battery, which is lead acid battery, lithium ion battery, and sodium ion battery. In this project, we are focusing on lithium ion batteries. The cost to making lead acid battery is low. Same goes to the sodium ion, but the lithium ion batteries is high. In this project, we are creating a low cost battery for lithium ion from food waste. Next is the methodology of this project. This is the flowchart of the project that we use. Uh, it begin with the food waste received. The food that have been damaged and cannot be saved are usually discarded. This food waste is collected from both residential and food disposal plant. Only certain type of food, such as fruit and legumes, will be uh, used and taken after they are harvested. The rest of the waste will be disposed or recycled. Next, uh, dried fruit peel. Fruit peel is a bond raw material is used to develop uh, an develop an activated carbon as the previously described. The fruit peel were collected and dried in the oven. From dry fruit peel, we go to the synthesis process that I will explain in the next slide. From the synthetic process, uh, it, cre- it creating a active carbon. For the active carbon, we are using a scanning electron microscope to see the pore on the activated carbon. Then, if the activated carbon, if the result is accepted, the it can produce energy from the carbon, and after that, after the energy, we go to the batteries, which is we assemble the battery to make a energy storage. Then we test the battery, we test the voltage and the ampere for the battery. For synthesis process, the process is to get the activated charcoal. Calcium chloride was soaked in the dried material overnight. The material was kept in the muffle furnace at 200 Celsius for 4 hours. This is the diagram for muffle furnace machine. The obtained material was cooled and kept in the muffle furnace for 2 hours at 500 Celsius for further treatment. The sodium hydro, hydroxide solution and double distill, distillated water were used to wash the activated carbon until the pH of the washed liquid reached 7. Next is the characterization method. The focus on this method is we are uh, we are using a scanning electron microscopic machine SEM. The focus is to get the morphology and structure of activated carbon next to show a tendency to form small aggregate of particles in the range of tens of micrometer. The morphology of would-be waste carbon is arranged as small particle block. In the next step is the activated carbon battery cell. Food peel would be used to make activated charcoal, which can then be used to make an activated carbon battery cell. Activated carbon is used in batteries to boost the efficiency of their cell with low energy density and low weight. For the diagram, the electron is released when aluminum reaches with salt water. The electron travels through the circuit and eventually land on the charcoal. The electrons are absorbed by oxygen that was first absorbed at the surface of the charcoal by air. Reduction are taking place here until the oxygen in the charcoal is depleted or the aluminum is dissolved. The electric current continues to flow. In conclusion, alternative energy from food waste have been done as best as possible for this project. This project can be a solution to the harnessing electricity crisis. In other words, this project will be able to generate energy from food waste and will solve the problem of lack of battery source. That's all from me. Thank you.